So you want to hear something really depressing? In the past 45 games that Quick has played this season, his save percentage is .887. Yeah, he has been pulled in the past 2 of 3 games that he's played and has not given up less than 3 goals since January. So if you're wondering why the Kings are not having a good season, I think defense and goaltending is probably at the top of the list. Now, bear in mind that Quick's save percentage in the past 5 years before that has been .1915, .918, .918, .917, and .925. Now, that was the year that the Kings won the Jennings Trophy. It's really hard to see how the Kings went from the Jennings with a .925 save percentage to this absolute train wreck of a team that you're seeing right now. There's so many factors, but I have to think that Quick's injury and coming back not 100% and then being injured again and coming back like this, that has to have something to do with it, because the games where we kind of have a chance, those are the games that Campbell is playing. And he is not tested enough to be a starting goalie, so I'm slightly concerned about next season because, yeah, we're going to get a new coach. That's pretty much for sure, but, you know, coaches aren't magic. The Kings still have so many issues to work on, and today was a really good example of that. Now, also bear in mind that the Kings shut them out last time. 3-0. Real good game. Very, very nice to watch. I really hate the Flames. But they are officially the top in the division, so I guess this was a little bit to be expected. Also, to be fair, they're only top in the division because San Jose has tanked 8 of the last 9 games that they played. So really, the bar for Western Conference, and particularly our division, is not very high at all. But still, the end result was more disappointing than it should have been. Now, you knew it was going to be a bad game less than a minute in, like 10 seconds in. They were dominating. After a minute of the Flames dominating, like, oh, this is going to be rough. Okay. It's cool. I can deal with this. And then 2 minutes and 7 seconds into the game, they score their first goal. Like, okay, yeah, I saw that one coming. I am unsurprised by this. Now let's get it back. The Kings had a power play in which they did not get the goal back, like at all. And Kovalchuk had a particularly bad play where you kind of realized why he had been benched for so many games leading up until this. Just totally, absolutely, like Walker and Amadio had a great back and forth real fast all the way down the stretch and ended up with a play that was to Kovalchuk, and he just like totally missed it. Don't even know where he was looking there. But he made up for it a few seconds after that when continuing along the play. There was a shift change. Kyle Clifford comes in. He makes himself available on the other side of the ice, and Kovalchuk gets him the puck, and because there's no one around him because everybody else is still kind of in the midst of this shift change, Cliffy has a fairly open net to shoot into, and he does, and he gets his career high 10th goal of the season. I'm so proud of Clifford this season. Of all the things I've had to complain about with the Kings, and as you know, there have been many, Kyle Clifford and Dustin Brown have never been on that list. So to see him, that reflected on the score sheet, really makes me happy. I have such love for him, and we have him for quite a few more seasons. So I'm really, really hoping the Kings don't do something stupid and trade him away, because that's what they did when we had one reliable defenseman in Jake Muzzin. Bye! So Cliffy, please hang around. We like you. Congratulations. It was short-lived. Literally 30 seconds later, they had another goal. It was 2-1. Literally 30 seconds. You're like, oh God. Okay, Kings. All right. Fine. 2-1. We can still come back from that, and it looked like they might. Particularly well, not during the next power play. There are quite a few Kings power plays in the first 2 periods. And that was when they looked competitive. The power play didn't. Their second power play was like, guys, you know you're the one with the extra man, right? You're supposed to be shooting? No? Okay, cool. So yeah, they were disappointing. But like I said, the 2 players that have not let me down this season, Kyle Clifford got goal number 1. Guess who got goal number 2? So Dustin Brown, this is after a power play had expired. The power play came with maybe like 3-ish minutes to go in the second. But they did manage to do better on that power play where they were actually setting up plays and they were still in their zone. And Dustin Brown does that thing where he's parked by the net, and oh, that always ends well, guys. So we're tied. Things are looking good. It's possible the Kings are gonna come out of this. And then it's that was the end of the first period. Because then we go into the second period, and like 3 minutes into the second period, they score again, and it's 3-2, and you're feeling a little tested, but it's possible. Again, things aren't awful yet. A couple more power plays, not so great. At one point, McDermott hits someone whose name I am totally blanking on right now, so hard that I think it's... Anyway, he goes down the tunnel, and he's not looking good. And then this is kind of the end of the second period, and then you realize that McDermott isn't coming back for the start of the third, and he now has an upper body injury. And you're like, okay, sure. Great. That's going well. But fairly even first and second. It's slightly concerning that the Flames have 13 shots on goal and 3 goals in that time span. This is going to harken back to the terrible save percentage that Quick has in this game. And yeah, so, you know, it could be better, but it could be worse, and that's when the third period and worse comes in. 13 seconds into the third period, it's 4-0. And then 4-2. And then very quickly after that, it's 5-2. And then very quickly after that, it's 6-2. And then very quickly after that, it's 7-2. By that point, it's 10 minutes. We've played almost... No, I'm sorry, not even that. I think we played 8 minutes. Played 8 and a bit minutes into the third period. And 4 goals. Gave up 4 goals in that time span. And a lot of them were like back-to-back. I believe 6 and 7 were so close that they announced that Jonathan Quick was no longer in net and Jack Campbell was at the same time that they announced both goals. So that happened. Quick didn't even go to the bench. He just went straight back down to the locker room. I can only imagine at his mood at that point. It was difficult to watch. And so I'm not going to recap it any more than that. For the next 12 minutes, Campbell got a shutout. Yay. And I should be clear, this is not all on Jonathan Quick, because his defense in front of him has been terrible. Absolutely shocking. They gave them way too much space. They should not have let half of those shots or passes get off. And I don't even know where the defense was when this is happening. So it is a little of both. I agree with pulling Quick. I think we should have done it sooner, but I understand that because we're playing Arizona back-to-back and it's a travel day tomorrow as well. So that makes it difficult. You don't want to put Campbell in too much if you know you're putting him in tomorrow. I also really need to win against Arizona because that is the game I think that is going to determine who is going to make it into the playoffs, and I really need it to be Colorado because they are only now 2 points apart, and there's only like 3 games left for each in this season. So, guys, I have to have someone to root for. Clearly, it's not going to be the Kings. So, Colorado, you are my only chance. Kings, please play better tomorrow. Even if you lose to Arizona, just please play better. I will leave you on a slightly positive note. This was Andre Kopitar's 1,000th game. Don't think he made it onto the score sheet. But it was also the game where we honored Dustin Brown for his achievement in the last game. He is now the official Kings franchise leader in games. He surpassed Dave Taylor, who was the GM who drafted him. He is now at 1,113 games with the LA Kings and total, because he has played all of his games with us. So I will leave you with a little bit of the pregame ceremony that set up Dustin Brown. Captain, my captain.
111. And tonight, we recognize the achievement. Back in 2003, it was Taylor, then as Kings GM, who drafted Dustin in the first round. Dave Taylor and Dustin Brown. If you were to describe one, you would be describing the career of the other. He plays right wing. He spent his entire NHL career with the Kings. He played in every situation. He brought a physical element, along with skill. He played every game as if it were his last. He led by example. He served as team captain. He is highly respected by his teammates and opponents. He went above and beyond with his charitable work in the community. Cut from the same cloth, indeed. We now call your attention to the video board.
I think I've been very fortunate to spend my 17 years here in Los Angeles when I first